Hello guys, it's Simply Being Dan, and today we are back with another Call of Duty Cold War COD news update. Yeah, I guess is the best way that I can describe it. There's been a lot of news that's been going on, and I thought that I would talk about it while playing some Nuketown 24/7, as this is the only map that I'm good at, ATM. Basically, the news that I want to talk about is the Call of Duty anti-cheat when it comes to Cold War and when it comes to Warzone. There's been lots of since the existence of Warzone. With it being a free-to-play game, there has been an abundance of hackers in the game. There's no doubt. There's no telling that that's not been the case. And unfortunately, I died there, not knowing where they were. Unfortunately for the game, it's been very negative for the game. It's not been well for publicity. It's made newcomers to the game not want to come to the game, and it's sort of put a barrier up when it comes to getting new people involved with the game. They have put, certain things in place, such as hardware detection when it comes to creating a new account. The only issue with that is when you make a new account, if you buy an account, well, a lot of people are doing that with these hacking accounts. A lot of people are actually buying legit accounts and then hacking on them so that they're able to use that hacks. Is that the hardware detection doesn't come into play there because the account's already been set up and it's been bought by the hacker. So even the thing that they have in place to stop hackers, there's a workaround for it. And essentially with this and people being able to spoof, hardware anyway, from what I've been able to hear, is that even when hackers are being caught, they're buying either new accounts or coming straight back out with new hacks. Now the thing is, what has brought this huge outrage right now is that in a Call of Duty tournament that was being hosted, that had a prize pool of $250,000, one of the people was called out for hacks, and because he was making some snappy shots, don't get me wrong, they were some snappy shots, and he was called out for hacks. And basically in the tournament he was called out for hacks, and then in the process of him being called out for hacks, they deemed that there was enough evidence to say that he was hacking, and his team was disqualified. For some reason I concentrated on that kill. His team was subsequently disqualified, and he was fined. I think he was fined for his use of hacks. Now in the process, he did let the event organisers remote onto his machine to prove that he wasn't hacking. However, they deemed that he could have still hacked, and that they were sticking with their decision. Now, the only reason that this could come around is because of the community being so anti-hackers right now, because there are so many. It brought out the fact that somebody who may be just good at the game and has high sensitivity being able to, you know, with his wrist being able to move side to side with the people, because he, you know, he was here, then he was here, then he was back up there, you know. It might just be, you know, that with his sensitivity that he plays with, that he can do that. You know, he was willing to prove that he wasn't hacking, and also the person who called him out for hacks has also said sorry and says that maybe he made the wrong call. Now, that doesn't normally happen when people call people out for hacks, that they say no, he actually wasn't hacking. They normally stand by it. What makes it feel like, you know, something was a little bit suspect, you've called him out, and maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. That's what it kind of feels like. But at the end of the day, the Call of Duty have let this happen by not having a secure enough anti-cheat all the way throughout. With it being so lackluster, they've allowed this to build up into such a huge thing that it is today. You know, if they had just sorted out the hacking and, you know, they did their best to get rid of all of the hacks that they knew were a thing, then it could have been easier to fight against hacks. But when you are now saying that you can't tell the difference between a good player and hackers, that's where there's going to be a bad line, because you're going to lose people who are good players who are being called out for hacks when they, you know, they aren't hacking. But also, you're also going to have people who aren't that good at the game, who want to get them wins or want to rank up quickly, use hacks to get there quickly. And if you can't tell the difference between a good player and a hacker, then there's no reason for them to stop. There's no reason for them to try at the game if they can just hack, and then it's going to be all good. Now, the other issue that we have is that Warzone is a free-to-play game, so therefore it's so easy when it comes to, like I said before, making a new account. And I think it's going to get a hell of a lot worse, because PlayStation and Xbox have announced that free-to-play games, you'll no longer need the live service to play them. As long as they're free to play, you'll be able to get on them. What I think is a good thing in some cases, because if it's free to play, why should you then have to pay for it by having an Xbox Live account or PlayStation Live? They seem to have got rid of this idea and are going for if it's free, then it's free. But with this then comes the possibility of more hackers and more people in the community being a bit more niffed off with the current state of the game. Now, there's not an easy answer to this to get this problem sorted. There really isn't. The only thing is they just got to maybe stay on top of the hacks that are being used. It's one of the things where it is really hard to try and identify how they can fix this problem. Now, the only thing that I know has been happening is that Fortnite took out legal action against a company that had been creating hacks. So maybe it's time that Call of Duty, the biggest first-person shooter in the world, maybe it's time that they started taking legal action against the companies that are creating this. They're going against the terms of service of the game. And I think that they have a leg to stand on, because companies have done it before, such as Fortnite, have been able to be successful in their legal court claims when it comes to claiming against hackers who are creating hacking tools for their games. Now, the only thing that I think is difficult is there's that many out there. Like, if you just type in Call of Duty hacks, it comes up with hundreds of websites. It comes up with hundreds of places where you can get them. Now, you can't eliminate them all, but what you could possibly do is scaremonger the other companies. You take out one of the biggest ones and you win a court case. The smaller ones ain't going to want to take the risk, are they? And I think that's possibly the route that they're going to have to go down to win this ever losing battle, is to take out the biggest ones and hope that the small ones get scared along the way, because I just don't see how this issue can get any better without it. And you know, Warzone has been huge to reviving the Call of Duty franchise. You know, before Warzone, the franchise in some cases we could say was dying. You know, we could say that it was dying, people getting fed up of this stale, same game. So I think that it could be good if they take out legal action, and I think they owe it to the community who have stuck by them for so many years and have always paid for the games that we've wanted. You know, this has revived the game, and I believe that, you know, going forward, Warzone was the main reason for that, and Warzone is probably still up there with the reason why so many people are talking about Call of Duty. It is down to Warzone. You know, Jack Frags, you've got Vicstar still playing, you've still got so many YouTubers that are playing Warzone, and the content is Warzone. Their content isn't Cold War, the content is Warzone. So I think that proves how popular Warzone is inside the community, and how much it has revived the franchise from what it was, what was a stale getting old game. Now overall, I think that Call of Duty is an amazing game, so I hope that they can sort out this problem. Now the only way that I think that they'll be able to do that is by taking out the biggest companies and forcing that maybe they take more of a security when it comes to their tournaments, and hopefully then that could then improve the overall performance, because if not, they're going to be losing people very soon. This is the end of the video, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed. If you're new, subscribe. If you've liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, dislike. It's been your boy Simply Being Dan. Peace out.